Welcome to the Resilient AF podcast. I'm Alex Fresh.
And I'm BennettKnows. We believe everything vibrates at a certain frequency, and we're here to raise the vibration.
You'll hear stories of resilience, manifestation, and what to do when you find that even resilience has a toll. Because a bitch is tired, honey.
Okay, so you'll never believe what happened this week. I have a good group of friends at work. So when I met them, I told them yeah, on the weekends, I do this podcast with my girl, Resilient AF3. She's like, all right, cool. I'm going to check it out. I sent her the link. This had to be about a month ago. So the other day, she's like, hey, my daughter really loves your podcast. My jaw dropped. I swear I might have turned red because I'm like, we are very spicy on the podcast. We, don't hold back. We spill all the tea. And I'm like, she is a baby, teen years old. No. And I told her that and she's like, yeah, she told me she doesn't think that she should be listening to this, but she likes it anyway. So I'm going to let her listen to it. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I reminded her, I'm like, yeah, we do get spicy, but the core and what do they say? The meat and potatoes.
Yes, the meat of it is
the inspiring stories, the resilient stories. And she felt a lot better about that. And she was like, hey, I'm gonna let her learn from you guys.
What?
I'm like, oh my gosh. So whether you're 13 or 73 listening to our podcast,
thank you.
Thank you for the support. And
and if you're under 18, make sure you get your parents' consent.
Yes, and cover your ears and your eyes during the dirty parts.
That's embarrassing.
She could have heard me talking about the time where I
oh no. Or the time where I said I was okay.
What about the time where we were talking about
which time? Or the time where I freaking told the story of when at the first day of work.
There's just so much on this podcast.
Yeah, your little baby ears are no.
So make sure you cover your ears during the dirty part. But thank you for listening to the podcast and learning what being resilient and strong is and learning from the adults' mistakes or, just their obstacles in life.
Oh, man.
So welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast. Oh, my God.
To all of our chickadees, 13, 73, whatever's clever.
Thank you for coming back every week and listening to our shenanigans.
Yes.
I mean, I'm thinking about this. One of your friends said the other week that they told you how spicy it was.
Right. Like, and then another friend hit me up and was like, ooh, I heard about the podcast. It's real spicy. And I'm like, what did you hear? What part? What part? And he's like, just know that I'm listening. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
No.
So watch what you say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So peaks and pits.
Let's get into it.
Girl, I have the craziest story. So this week I got my nails done.
Me too.
Ooh, twinsies.
Nice.
Hopefully this didn't happen to you while you were getting your nails done. The woman that was doing my nails turns to me and she's like, we're talking about food. I love eating, love to eat. Da, 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 da. She's like, do you like eating? And I'm like, yes, I love eating a lot of food. And then she says the most ignorant shit ever.
What?
I love fried chicken. And matter of fact, I love Popeye's fried chicken. And then she points to me and she's like, that's your food.
Oh my God. What did you say?
I'm like, I don't even eat Popeye's chicken. I'm like, what the fuck? That shit is nasty. So I'm like, and that's not my food. That's your food because you like eating there. I don't eat that shit. And then I continue to educate her on the type of cuisine that I did eat because fried chicken. Yeah, black people love fried chicken. But when I eat fried chicken, I prefer Azell's. You feel me? It was just ignorant across the board.
Wow.
It also says Louisiana fried chicken. I'm not from Louisiana. It's my pit because I just can't believe people are so ignorant and racist and that she was really comfortable enough to sit there and say that shit. And don't even get me started on how she was talking about how she's having watermelon for dinner. And I don't even know.
Are you serious?
Yes. And I don't even know if she was being funny or if she was really eating watermelon for dinner. But I just thought it was just a weird interaction.
I'm surprised she didn't bring up Kool-Aid.
I could have been like, do you know how to use forks?
After watermelon though, she did that shit on purpose. She's racist.
You think she's being racist?
I think she's racist.
I'm like, are you fucking serious? I could have said so many other things to her, but I was just kind and kept it cool. But I hope she's that ignorant. But how could you be that ignorant after being here for so long?
I'm sorry. They're smart though. They're smart people.
That is my pit. Fucking wild. I don't even like Popeye's chicken. Gross.
Yeah.
My peak was I ended up going on a bike ride with one of my friends, but it was super sporadic and it was mad fun, but mad tiring. My legs were hella tired, but it just makes me think of how the best things are sporadic and spontaneous and not planned.
Yes.
because, you know, when you plan things, you end up fucking them up or letting yourself down. But when it's spontaneous, it's just like, ooh, surprise. This is fun.
That.
Yeah. So
that's such a good
was
point.
my peak. Yeah.
Cool.
Yes. What's Gucci with you?
Well, my peak is that I got a tattoo this week.
You got a new tattoo.
What's new? I know, right? But it's a big one. It's on my leg, and it's just a continuance on of the one that I was already having done.
Okay.
That one's like done. It's the Sphinx cat with the flower work around it.
Yep.
But then I got like a Hierophant tarot card underneath.
Ooh.
So yeah, that was fun. That's always fun getting a new tattoo. But shit, did that fucking hurt? Oh my god.
Yikes.
Like, I don't know.
Where is it exactly on your leg?
It's like right above my knee on my left leg.
Okay.
Yeah. And I've gotten them done from him a lot. And for whatever reason, this time really hurt. Like, it was like a goddamn roller coaster for the whole appointment.
But not a fun
Like,
roller coaster.
No, I was like, holy shit.
Right over your knee. So what is that? Like your femur?
Yeah.
Your femur's in your arm.
Is it?
Where's your femur?
No, your femur's
at?
in your leg.
Okay, so that might
Isn't
be
your
your femur.
like the biggest bone?
The biggest bone,
in
right?
your body?
It hurt.
But it's a big tattoo. So like
Yeah.
it took a long time. So I mean, it's not done yet, but
you gotta show it off. You should be
I
wearing
have.
booty shorts so you can show it off.
I have. If you've seen my Instagram,
Oh no, I
follow
didn't.
me at Dreas. Yeah, that was my peak. My pit is, I really want to read you guys this message that I got. There's this girl that messaged me on Instagram, and I just ignored it because it's just, she's stupid, whatever. And girls are fucking crazy. And she messaged me again on TikTok, really trying to get through to me.
Okay.
Because I ignored her on Instagram.
Oh, so it must have been serious. She was trying to
Serious
go down in
to
those
her.
DMs.
So she messages me and says, Alex, are you more than friends with my boyfriend? Because I see you on his IG, his TikTok, his Venmo. So this is raising questions. I know you told him that I've messaged you before because he's told me. So just women to women, let me know. This way I'm not looking stupid and wasting my time with him and have him pay me back the money that I loaned him because he's about to get evicted from his apartment. I know about you, and all of a sudden I see you pop up. So if there's something up, then I should know. You should tell me. So let me tell you who this
Yikes.
is.
Who?
I've known him since 2010. His
Long
daughter,
time.
his oldest daughter, was best friends with my daughter for a very long time. They went to elementary school together, and they're now 18 years old. And let me tell you, if me and wanted to be together, we would have been together. Okay? We've both been single several times at the same time, and guess what? We're not together. So I just can't believe it. Like, the first message that I did get from her, though, I screenshotted it and I sent it to him because, like, I've known him for so long. Like, it's actually crazy. And yeah, we're newly friends on TikTok because we're old and we don't use TikTok, right? So like, when like someone new comes on TikTok, like, I'm gonna follow them back if I know them.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm too old for this shit.
But she said Venmo.
Yeah, but I don't even, like, I have so many friends.
Each other money on Venmo?
Boy, I haven't talked to this guy and I can't tell you how long. If you go on my Venmo, I don't know how I'm friends with everybody.
Okay, no.
But I have so many friends on Venmo. It just automatically does it, I feel like, if they're in your contacts.
So what is she talking about?
So she thinks that, like, him and I are hooking up or something because she's that insecure.
When's the last time that you guys spoke?
Years.
So is she just sending every girl on his list and letting
because-
everyone know he's getting evicted?
Because, I mean, she's obviously looking at his count and, like, going through his followers list, and, like, that's a crazy ass girlfriend. But if she understood how much me and don't want each other, like, what the actual fuck?
I've definitely been there where I've been the crazy person texting other people and like not really knowing most of the story. So either embarrassing myself because that person is going to be like, yeah, we are dating or we are seeing each other. Like, who the fuck is going to be like, yeah, I am. Like, most people aren't going to sit there and tell you. And then
Right.
two, it's even more embarrassing because now you look like a fool. It's like, I don't even want you, man, girl.
Right? Oh my God. If she, so embarrassing for her. Like, I don't have time for this. I'm too old for this. And that's just not how I am. No. It's just really annoying that I'm having to deal with this from women. Get it together. But anyways, so I did send him that message and then he responded, my girlfriend, I don't have one, LOL. And I said, then why did I get a message from a girl saying that? And he said, we used to date. She didn't like the idea of not being my girlfriend and I don't want any titles. And you're not the first person who's done that too. So I told her that's why I can't commit, because when you do things like that, I can't be with you. And then he says, do you think I'm having sex with every girl on social media? LOL. Like, for real, bitch, like, calm down.
Yikes.
Like, stand on my DM.
Embarrassing. And I just feel like, just coming from being that person before, if you have to go out there and hit somebody else up for the status of your relationship, maybe you should reconsider you and that person's relationship.
That was my first thought.
The two of you, not somebody else.
That was my very first thought.
Yeah. So don't be that person. Don't be an idiot like I was.
I mean, okay, even if I was feeling that way, I still wouldn't message a girl. I still wouldn't do it.
Now, let's say if you were messing with him or you were with him, would you have told her in that moment, quote unquote, woman to woman?
I don't know, because like I know him and he's my friend and he told me he doesn't have a girlfriend. Like they're not boyfriend girlfriend. So I can only trust him at that point. I don't know who she is.
Yeah.
And a lot of girls are crazy. Clearly,
because they're not even together.
But I just don't like drama whatsoever. Like I like to hear about other people's drama, but I don't want to be part of the drama.
Yeah.
That's just where I'm at. So if you got any tea, hit me up.
Yeah, damn. Yeah. Sorry to that girl.
Yeah, so leave me out of your drama. I don't want any of it. And yeah, that's my peek and pet.
Okay. So what time is it?
It is time for Ask Alex.
Woo! This week's question is... should you, could you, would you date someone with kids? So that's a good one because
that is a good one.
I think we've talked about this before, and
yeah,
you're actually a mom. You have kids.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I have mixed feelings about this because I was once kind of like hanging out with this guy who was younger than me, and I don't want any more kids. I have 2 kids. One is already an adult, and then one's gonna be there before I know it. And I don't want any more kids. Like I've been a parent since I was 18, and I just want to be by myself. You know, like I can't wait for the day where I don't have to take care of anybody anymore. But this guy quit hanging out with me. This was like after my first divorce, before my second. Okay. He stopped hanging out with me because I have kids. And he came back like a month later and said that he talked to his dad, and his dad was like, some of the best people have kids. And he wanted to come hang out with me again. I'm like, sorry, it's too late.
Oh,
like I just didn't. I looked at him with the ick. Like he just like that ruined it for me.
Yeah.
But even though I agree with this dad that I think a lot of great people have kids, I also at the same time like I don't want any more kids. Yeah. I've already had my kids and he hasn't. I wanted him to find someone who he can have babies with and all of that. So at my age now where I'm at, I'm gonna be looking for someone who either has adult children, doesn't want kids, doesn't have kids.
Okay.
That's just me in my life right now.
And vice versa, because what if someone comes and they're like dating you and they're like, oh, you have adult kid and you have a soon to be adult kid, not quite adult. Mm-hmm. Would you blame them like this guy did?
Not at all.
Just
Not at all.
Blaming him for trying to come back.
Well, at that point, I'm just like, ew. Because if I was vibing with someone, I would have loved to have been a step parent. I would have loved that opportunity to be a safe person for someone else's child.
Yeah.
But that ship has sailed. It's just about the vibe. And like if you vibe with someone and yeah, so I won't take on kids now, but I would have.
Okay. Well.
I mean, I say that, but what if I meet someone who has like kids, you know?
It changes it.
They can't be young. That's for goddamn sure. At least my son's age, then maybe.
Maybe. Time will tell.
I can't say never anymore because it always proves me wrong. Well, what do you think?
Well, first off, I think that I don't want any baby mama drama, baby daddy drama, whatever you got. I just don't want it. I don't have kids myself.
Yeah.
I do want kids, but you know, not right now. But I think fathers are hot. You feel me? Like, I think that's so hot. And I don't know. I think at this point in my life, do I want kids? Like I said, I want kids, but I don't want kids right now. But if somebody that I was dating had kids, maybe. I don't think that would stop me, you know? I have a friend who has kids and I think he looks pretty hot as a father, and like seeing him as a father is beautiful, and I feel like I could deal with it. It's
you'd be a good dad. I already know.
Thank you. I like the kids.
Definitely be.
I like having fun with the kids and stuff. So
yeah, you have a really great heart. You love people. You would be such a good dad.
Thank you.
You will be a good dad.
Thank you.
And it's such a good point that you brought up about baby mama drama, because I can't with that.
No.
I can't even imagine being with someone who has a psychotic ex who hates me. I've heard horror stories and I'm like, that would be the worst fucking thing to deal with in a relationship. Like it ruins relationships.
Mm-hmm. But even like there's the ex and then there's the baby mama who, you know, no matter what is going to be in the picture for 18 years, you know? So that's also what you have to take on when you're dating somebody with kids. You have to take on like that relationship that they have with, you know, that baby mama or baby daddy, because it's going to be part of your life forever. So if they have the drama in their life and it's not together, they can't co-parent. Like, I don't want that. I don't want to date you because that's going to become my problem. But if you guys have a healthy relationship and like everything's good, I could be the safe place. Ultimately, that's not the goal right off the back. You feel me? Don't get me your kids to hold because I don't want to get attached or anything.
Yeah,
you feel me?
for
Like
sure.
that's down the line.
Right?
But I wouldn't mind it, you know?
Yeah.
And then ultimately, they have to be a good parent too. If you're going to date them,
Totally.
they have to be a good parent to their kids, because if not, that's just a turn off.
And you can tell easily.
Easily.
For sure.
Easily. So yes, it can happen. I would date people with kids, but you also have to consider what that looks like in their life, because it's going to become your life. What do you think? Do you date people with kids?
Would you? Should you? Could you? Hit us up, Resilient AF3. Next up is our resilient guest. His name is Jerome. Welcome, Jerome, to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you. Thank you.
So kick it off wherever you think is good for your story.
Long story short, I'll give a short version of it. I started it, grew up in the Central District, 1525 25th Avenue, right off of Union. That's always going to be the neighborhood. Grew up with my grandmother. My mom's mom is the one that raised us, me, my brother. My sister always pretty much kind of stayed with my mom. Then I had my other grandma down the street. So pretty much it's a real CD baby. So growing up in the late 80s, early 90s, growing up without a father, young black man, you know, story, same thing. God rest his soul. Me and my brother pretty much raised each other, but that was my brother, my father, my everything, man. He taught me about life. Growing up rough, you know, we grew up pretty well. I ain't gonna say my grandma, I can't say nothing bad about that. You know, she just always said, I raised my kids, I ain't raising nobody else's. And when you turn 12, you're old enough to know right from wrong. So you in God's hands. And she meant that. But you gotta remember, you know, she was born in 1921 in Homer, Louisiana. So the rules were different. Moved out of the Central District, you know, lived in crack houses. You know, when I did stay with my mom, lived in crack houses.
And how old were you then?
About 8.
About 8. And where was your dad? Was your dad just like in and out?
Man, you heard the Temptations. Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Okay,
wherever he played his house was his home. Shit, so yeah, I'm still waiting to find out where he was. Truth be told. But I love him to death, though. You know, I love my mom and my dad for the way I was raised. Because it showed me what not to do. You know, when we moved out to Central District, they moved my grandma to a 1-bedroom apartment in South Park. Me and my brother and grandma's babies, slept in the bed with about 14. You talking about grown? Yeah, I used to sleep in the bed with my grandma. My brother, you know, just did what we had to do. Grandma did what she could, you know, but then we got into the streets, because that's how you had to survive back then. But I always knew there was something different. I always knew there was something different out of life. One of my best friends, his name was Hans. I learned how to swim at a private beach club, you know, the Lower Hurst Beach Club. You know, they always came to the only white family coming through the neighborhood. Everybody knew who they was coming to get to. I would go camping with them, you know, things like that. Just, they showed me another way. We only watched like 1 hour fucking TV. As a kid coming from the hood, when we watched TV all damn day long, then coming over here and their structures, like, whoa, you know, but that showed me that there's something bigger than the hood. That showed me there's something outside of my community, what society say I'm supposed to be. So ended up moving to South Park, messing around, moving fast. Had a dream about fishes. Woke up next morning, I called 2 women. I said, one of you guys is pregnant. And the one that was, I told her, if you got an abortion, I'll never talk to you again.
Okay, so you had a dream about fish, which is usually a sign that someone in your life is pregnant.
Okay, I was going to ask that because I just needed the clarification there.
It's a lot of old school down south things, man. You know,
those sayings, like if you hear your ear.
If your ears ring, yeah.
Someone's talking about you, but
ears burning.
Yeah, and then the one ear, if it ring, that means you're going to hear about a death.
Oh, shit.
And then the other one, it's
or know. When your hand's itching. Hey. Your right hand, you better put it in your pocket because that means the money's coming.
Hey, and don't tell nobody about it. Down south stuff, and it's true. It's true, especially when you get in tune to the universe, man, and you start grounding yourself.
So you were pregnant, or one of the girls were pregnant?
No, yeah, not me. Yeah, well, somebody.
Well, together.
No.
Yeah,
but
so
that's funny, though. It's funny, though, when you say that, because I did get sympathy pains.
Really? Okay, so yeah, in an impasse.
Yeah, so I was, you know, moving fast. I thought baseball was going to be my way out. I made varsity my freshman year at West Seattle.
Damn.
But I got caught up in the streets. It seemed like every March something happened. I just can't explain it, but God knew what he was doing. But that was going to be my way out. Ended up having a baby. My daughter was born. I just turned 17. That saved my life. My brother, I remember him telling me, in other words, he used a different word, but it was like, man, you go take care of your family. This ain't your life no more. And that's what I did. Got married when I was 18, thinking I was doing the right thing, which I was. I don't regret shit. You know, ended up having 3 other kids, you know, and I raised my kids to be fighters. I raised my kids to understand that life ain't none of this shit you see on TV. You know, we create our own reality. And, you know, just about how bad do you want it? And I told myself I'll never try suicide again because I tried in 2008 before the Great Recession.
What happened?
Just going through it. I never understood mental illness, you know, because we don't talk about mental illness in the Black community.
So you were just feeling like very depressed?
Oh, man, and I was angry, but I was already angry, you know, not by choice, you know, by default.
Right.
But I never knew what was driving that anger. I never knew or understood what was one, because I didn't have no man to raise me. I didn't have no man to show me anything. So what I've learned as far as a father figure or man, I learned from being around my friends and the friends that had parents, which actually were Caucasian, watching the way they raised their kids, watching it, you know, 1 hour TV, all that shit. So when I had mine, I said, I'd be goddamn if they go through what I had to go. You know, my kid, my two daughters, they don't listen to hip hop. Harry Styles is my youngest. That's her dude.
Yeah. How old are they now?
By the grace of God, my oldest will be 24 on the 8th of next month. My son will be 21 in October, and my baby will be 18 in October.
Oh, dang. Wow. They're all so young too.
Shit, they got old souls too. My youngest boy, she gonna give some dude a run for his money. He better come educated and well.
Oh.
Yeah, my kids, I raised them to be my kids, not my friend.
That's super important.
And I never hid nothing from my kids. I never hid my alcoholism, because hell, they seen it, you know, but I was one of the best probably functioning alcoholics. You know, I still got up in the morning at 4 o'clock to be at Pepsi at 5, 6 and go drive them trucks. Come home and do it all over again.
How much would you drink a day?
A little over a fifth.
Would you drink at work?
Nah, hell no. Nah, there's boundaries.
Okay.
There's boundaries.
No,
nah, hell no.
After work, it was like the finish line.
After work. Nah, one thing about me, when I get up in the morning, I get up and go do this work, I don't go do it for me. It ain't about Jerome. It's about my 3 kids. You know, it's about them. Business and pleasure, you know.
But you would drink a lot. And then, did you have your kids full time?
Oh, I was married at the time, but I was the cheer dad, the football dad, basketball coach, football coach. Till my son said he didn't want to play football no more, which I respected because I didn't want him to. I just didn't know how to tell him. Because my thing was education. I always wanted to give them something that nobody gave me. When I came home and told them guys she was pregnant, my grandma just said, you already know what to do. My mom was nowhere to be found. Daddy was nowhere to be found. It wasn't nothing. Then after my 2012, my brother got murdered.
So in 2012, your brother got murdered. And he's older than you. How much older?
A year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, I got shot in his chest.
And what did that do to you?
It showed me how valuable life really is. I just talked to him about an hour and a half before that. And last thing I told him was, fuck you. You know, I'll never get that back. That's why I don't like arguing. One, I don't like arguing because I can go from 0 to 100 real quick. Because God made the water hot or cold. He didn't make it medium. And that's how I feel about life. Because my brother used to always be like, man, fuck it. I'd be like, dude, I'm going through something. Because I knew I had something wrong. But like I said, we don't talk about that. So my brother's always, man, fuck it. Fuck it. And I never understood it. But now as I'm starting to get older, I understand it ain't fuck it like just throw your hand in there, do whatever you want. No, fuck it, man. Those that mind don't matter and those that matter don't mind when it comes to decisions and stuff that you make for your life and what it takes for you to want to do better. Because I used to hang around with not so nice of people, but that was my crowd. You know, I knew how to mingle with the best of them. My grandpa always said, you got to learn how to be a chameleon, baby. Adapt to any situation. Always keep them guessing. You can go get you a $1,000 outfit from Goodwill. Won't nobody know. And look just as sharp as the man that bought it.
So when you were struggling with depression, did you know that it was depression?
I didn't know what it was.
Okay, so then when did you figure it out?
After
medication? Like, how did you get better?
When my brother died, I was on some fuck everything and everybody type shit because we didn't know who killed him.
But you do know, is the person, did they get locked up?
He got locked up, but he did.
Yeah.
And ain't no hatred in my heart towards dog, you know, and that's what I told him. In order for me to be forgiven by the universe and God, I got to forgive. Don't mean I'm gonna forget, because it was a shitty situation. I'm not saying nobody was right and I'm not saying nobody was wrong, but if the shoe was on the other foot, you're gonna protect yourself too. But that just showed me I was mad at him. Well, wow, I was mad at him. Like, why did you leave me, dude? But now I understand. Sometimes when we grow up a certain way, we become too much of a product of our environment. And some people don't have the knowledge or awareness to understand, like, hey, there is a way out. There is this. Because when you hang around like, bro, I done fought tooth and nail against people that said they love me. But if you love me, you're going to want to see me do better. You know, it's now I quit drinking. You know, I ain't quit drinking. I quit drinking like I was. You know, I'm working on that.
Can you elaborate more on where you were and how you got out and how people can get out, or where resources are, or who they can talk to?
What made you change that mentality?
It was a Muslim brother that helped me at LA Fitness. I'll never forget this dude. You know, but sometimes God put people in your life that for Timber that could have been an angel, man. I went to church 4 days a week. I sang in the choir, you know, and he said, man, my brother, stop getting up and getting mad at God because your day ain't going the way you want it to. He was like, my brother, when you get up, stop asking. Just say, God, let your will be done. Not mine, but yours. That way you can't get mad at God if things ain't happening a certain way. So it was a Muslim brother that gave me that outlook that start to really look different at life. Then as 2020, when all that shit happened, going through the victims panel and all of that, gave me a better perspective at just an outlook at life. The pandemic.
Wait, the victims panel for what? For
DUI.
Okay, yeah.
Looking and seeing somebody that done lost their baby to some ignorant shit. I wouldn't have been able to live with myself, bro. And I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I got that phone call. You know,
Damn.
so sometimes we have to put ourselves in other people's shoes. You know, so the pandemic, homeless, still grinding, was going to school to be a barber, was working at a youth center. I knew what I wanted, but I was self-sabotaging myself by going back, thinking I made a step. So, okay, all right, I could do it. But now I'm self-sabotaging. I'm going back to the same shit I was doing, but just rewrapped it.
So this is happening for a long time because you said, okay, could you talk more about self-sabotage? Because we hear about it all the time. And I know people in my life that have self-sabotage, and like, what is it that makes you take that step forward and then take those 2 steps back every single time?
Because I wanted as bad as I want to breathe. I done been down. I done stayed up late nights. I done been shot at. I almost had my throat slit. I done been there and done that. So if I can stay up and do the wrong shit, I can stay up and do the right. So it's a challenge, you know. It's how bad do you want it? I got, by the grace of God, I got into sound mental health. They saved my life. I'll forever be thankful for them. I went once a week, twice a week at a time because it was my guy, Eric Thomas. I was still going through it at this time. I was in Arizona. He was talking about this guru that came and he was talking to the football team. I believe, don't quote me though. Young man came to the guru after a conference like, hey man, how can I get like, you know, kind of where you are in life? The guru said, if you want to succeed, meet me at the ocean, you know, the beach, 5 a.m. Dude was like, meet you at the beach, but fuck it, I'm trying to change. So my man gets there, he looks around, Google's in the water. He's like, man, this dude's tripping. He really out in the water. Guru said, come on, come in. My man gets out there, gets by the guru. Guru here just grabs him, holds his head underwater, holds him down, and lets him up. He said, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, you'll be successful. And that's real shit. And so I had to apply all that, man. Frederick Douglass said, without struggle, there's no progress. You know, Martin Luther King, what did he say? You know, it's not about how you go through it, it's what you do when you come out of it. You know, we're not products of our environment. Yeah, life might have threw us a fucking curveball, bro. I know it did. It threw me one I couldn't hit. I didn't even know my why back then. That's why I'm way more dangerous now, you know, when it comes to spiritual attacks and things of that nature. Because sometimes I laugh, people like, bro, that's all you got. You know, like this past year, from October to December, I lost 7 people. It was my son's best friend since 5th grade, overdosed on fentanyl. You know, my stepdad died of an overdose. I lost a cousin to an overdose. So my mission in life, and now I found my why. My why is to encourage other people that come from not even just come from where I come from, who deals with trauma and is afraid to be them because they don't want to lose their friends. They don't want to lose, man, fuck them, for real. You know, God said he'll get rid of all them friends. He'll give you one that's just as much, that's just as big as all 10 or the 20 you lost. You know, and that's where self-sabotage is, because we're afraid of change. And you can't be now. And that's why I love, when I saw this podcast on Instagram, I love it because resilience looks different for everybody. Just because you're going through some things, I can be clean for a month, go get fucked up. Nobody know what I'm going through. Just because I did that don't mean my life and everything I work for is ruined. Nah, okay, I got a month. Now let's see if I can go too. Resilience is just meaning not to quit, never to give up. It's an old proverb. I think it's Latin, but it says to know thyself. Once you know who you are, once you're able to look in the mirror, and that's what hit me. I had to look and face myself. I had to face my demons. His name is Romy Rome. Romy Rome, a motherfucker. But I put him on back burner. Rome might come out, but Romy Rome I don't like. Nobody do. So when you find all that, like, people might think I'm crazy, people might think you're crazy, or whatever the case may be, man, but you got to stay steadfast and stand on who you are and what you do, what your name is, because The day I was born and the day I die don't mean shit. It's that dash. What did you do with your time while you were here? Whose life did you change? Tupac, what he said is, I might not change the world, but I might spark the heart of the person that will. So share your testimony. That's why there is a word called testimony. Share your story, because we're being selfish by not sharing our story. You don't have to go talk about what I did to get dope or no shit like that, but you share the resilience part of it. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
No, like people ask me till this day, oh man, you want to hit the weed? If they got a pipe, I don't hit it. Most people look like, what do you mean? I'm like, this shit, I call it dope head shit, but I know it's not. That's trauma to me. And so I tell anybody, man, that's listening or whatnot, fuck what people think, man. How bad do you want to live? Your mama love you, your daddy love you. As long as you can lose everything in life, bro, and I have.
Mm-hmm.
So I speak from experience. But I found my why, and my why, and if you look at yourself in the eyes, man, in the mirror, and you can be okay with yourself and not turn away, that's the first step. Don't ever be ashamed of who you are, what you've done. I don't regret shit, good, bad, or ugly. Mm-hmm. Because you ain't gonna eat, when you make your food, you gotta put seasoning, right? Otherwise, it's just gonna be bland as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the universe do to us, man. All this shit, man. Because how do you gonna learn if I never did that before? A wise man will learn from others. A fool will learn from his own mistakes. I don't want to be that fool. Not saying you ain't going to, because we all gonna experience this little thing called life.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But find your why, man. Resilience is the definition is different for everybody. Because everybody's trauma is different. Everybody's life experience. That's why I hate when people be like, oh, life is like a chess game. No, the fuck it ain't. Some of us is playing without bishops, pawns, and you know, all you got is your rook and trying to protect the queen. Don't be afraid to try, man. I tell you, just whoever's listening, don't be afraid to try. You're not your situation. You're not what you're going through. That's why they call it going through.
Mm-hmm.
Not stuck here, man. Right. Yeah, though I walked through the valley of the shadow of death. It don't say I walked around, I walked under, I walked over. It say, yeah, I walked through the valley of the shadow of death. I should feel no evil, for thou art with me.
So you said resilience is finding your why.
Finding your why.
Finding your why to get through it.
You're a crisis peer counselor. Mm-hmm. And for those of the people who are listening don't know what that is, can you explain what that is and just tell us your experience with that and how you got into it and like what it's doing for your soul? A
peer pretty much is a fancy way of saying somebody that went through it trying to help somebody else. A peer is somebody that still wanting to see change, still wanting to do better. Anybody can be a peer. Go through Washington State Health Finder, I believe it is. People need more information. You can Google a peer. Working with the adults I work with, like I tell them, they be like, oh, thank you, thank you, because you're helping me. You're helping me more than I'm helping you. Because there's this word I freaking hate people using, motivational interviewing. All that's called is being nice to somebody. Treat them like a fucking human being. How do you want to be treated? Mm-hmm. And so I look at that, how would I want to be treated if I was lost in my mess? You know, like I tell people, that's somebody's mama, daddy, brother, sister, cousin, uncle. Somebody love them. Just society don't, because they don't know their story.
So what about people who are seeking that help?
I encourage anybody to, I call 211 and get in touch with wherever county you're in. Pierce County has its own. King County, of course, has its own. 988 if it's nationwide. It's the suicide hotline, but they're gonna direct you to get help anywhere. Okay. And if your state do have 211, which is the information line, I suggest you look into that as well.
Okay, cool.
And you could just get like peer help from, you know, people who have the experience to help you get through some of these situations.
Somebody that you relate to. You don't have to get somebody because somebody's telling you. I done cuss many a therapist out. I'm on like my fourth med doctor, you know, like, because you have to advocate for yourself, you know, and that's hard. It's hard for people to understand that because once again, like I said, society's a mug.
I hear you. Sometimes you don't want to go to like people that don't know what you're talking about. A lot of times, like you can't really listen to someone who's never been in your shoes, you know? Someone who's never been in the streets and someone who's never grew up in those situations without their parents. You know, it's like, how could you tell me what I need or what I'm experiencing to get through if you've never even been through it? Like, fuck the studies and, you know, all the research. Like, you really get that the best advice from people and the best advice and direction from people who've been through it.
Right. Like, you can't even learn it. You know, like it's something that you have to experience to like connect with someone on that level because there's so much trauma.
You can't
Like,
read
street
this.
smart and school smart are two different things, you know? So
Hey, that part right there, my oldest, now she calls me a hippie, but I kept it real with them so much that I always told them, you're going to hate me now, but you're going to love me and thank me later. You know, like they already know. I always tell them, hey, all I need is a start. I'm not trying to be in your business. I'm not trying to just let me know where you're going. But I always let it help people, man. My email, JeromeFinkley@gmail.com. My Instagram is, what is that? I think jfink206. It's a picture of me and my brother on there. But yeah, if you have anybody got questions, man, I know a little about a lot about a little, but I know nothing at all. I just try to share my story, my testimony, man, to help people. Cause I still go through my battles.
And finding your why to get through it.
Yeah, this has been one of my favorite interviews. This is very powerful. Like, and the fact that you're working with what you do and just giving back and helping people, it's just one of my favorite ones that I've heard.
It's real out here, man. It's stories out here, man, that you hear from people, man, and you be like, damn, when you talk about resilience, they really are the definition. You know, not everybody want to be saved. Not everybody, some people are content with that. And you have to allow them to be, because that's their life. And what they do is between them and God and the universe. So before we judge people, know that, man, there's a story behind that. And when you find out the story sometime, you run into some smart people. But there's not enough programs or too many people with money for people to be out here homeless. That's one of my missions, man, just to spread love, because that's all some of these guys need is love, somebody to give a fuck.
Yep.
So,
but now I appreciate you guys so much, man. This shit meant a lot to me.
Thank you so much for stopping by. You never know who's going to listen to this interview and how it's going to change them. Just like you just said, you know, just say hello to people or connect with others and hear their stories, because you don't know what you're going to learn or who you're going to meet. So we appreciate you coming through and doing what you got to do. You know, and the work that you do every single day.
Thank you, man. And I'm some real shit. Thank you guys for this platform. And if anybody do, like I said, you want to contact me, anybody hit me up, man. jfink206 on Instagram. I don't do Facebook.
FINK?
Yeah.
jfink206.
Hit me, man, if anybody got any questions or whatnot, man. We all in this shit together. If we don't take care of us, who will?
Period.
You know, I don't care what color you are. I don't care what you do, man. Hey, we all under the same umbrella, bro. And I'm old school. I still believe in each one, teach one, and it take a village.
You're very wise. And you have a very beautiful smile, and you're raising the vibration. And keep doing what you're doing. I know you will.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
All right, next up is a game. So I've been coming through with the games the last few weeks, and I did not disappoint again this week.
Okay. New game.
Survey says you got to answer the top 5 answers for a question that I asked.
Okay.
Like
Family Feud. Yep.
But I feel like it's not going to be fun enough unless there's like a wager on it.
Like what?
Like if you get 3 or 4 of the top 5 answers, then I do something or you do something, or I don't know.
If I get 3 out of 5 right, you have to drink a cup of milk.
What the fuck?
A glass of milk.
Sick.
I know. That's why I say you got to drink a glass of milk. And if not, then I'll drink it. I hate milk.
Me too. Okay.
I've always hated
And I do have milk because I have an 11-year-old and he likes cereal. Otherwise, I would not be purchasing
Okay, so if I
milk.
get 3 out of 5, you have to drink a glass of milk.
Fuck, you're going to get 3 out of 5. This game is called
Services.
Don't Drink the Milk.
Do not drink the milk. I don't want it.
All right, so it's just like Family Feud. I'm going to ask you a question and you have to give me the top 5 answers.
Okay.
That are on the
How many
board.
guesses do I get? 5? 6.
5.
Room for 1 error.
You get 2 errors because 3.
All right. Okay.
Name a place that's filled with people who don't want to be there.
Name a place that's full of people who don't want to be there. 1, work.
Yes.
Nobody wants to go to work. Nobody wants a job.
He knows he ain't going to drink his milk.
I won't get this right because there's a lot of places I don't want to be.
You got 1.
1. 2, prison.
Yes.
Nobody wants to be locked up in prison. Hello. So that's
Those
2.
are the top 2 answers on the board.
Woo!
So here we go. Let's see if you get these 3.
All right. And now I need just 1 more and you're drinking a glass of milk.
Fuck you.
A place with a lot of people that don't want to be there. The hospital.
No.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Number 2. I have 2 more guesses. The cemetery.
God dang it!
Yes, nobody wants to be in the cemetery. Nobody wants to be dead in the cemetery.
Yes.
You won't catch me dead.
See, that was too easy because I thought you were gonna get 3, but I thought one of the other ones was not. I did not think you were gonna get cemetery.
I got it.
Fuck, okay,
I got one more. School. Nobody wants to be at school.
That's such a good answer,
Yeah.
but no. What the fuck?
What were the 2 other answers?
Church.
Oh, damn. Why are you at church if you don't want to be there?
A lot of kids have to go to church that don't want to be there. A lot of people
a lot of fakers.
Yes. And then hell.
What the hell is not one of the top 5 answers?
See there.
And all the people who are lying about being at church that
Right?
want to be there.
God dang it. I'm going to go get a cup of milk.
All right.
I hate
Yeah,
you
and you
so
could drink
much.
it into the next one.
This is
next
sick.
game. Ew. Yeah, I know you didn't bring me a cup. I know
No, I didn't.
damn.
Oh, you know what? Okay.
I know damn well you did not bring me a cup. And what is this, oat milk?
Okay, well.
This isn't even real milk.
No, I don't drink milk.
Oat milk?
Let me tell you. I was gonna act like this was milk. But because I don't drink milk. This is oat milk. But then I looked at it and I'm like, you can absolutely tell that's not milk.
See, I told you. I knew it. I knew it right off the bat.
So I got my real milk.
Yeah, you could tell that's oat milk. I knew as soon as you walked in.
Because I poured it and I'm like, I'm fucking not drinking this milk.
Ew.
So
You could tell because it's brown.
yeah, and it's
Odie.
like thick.
Yeah.
And that milk is 1%. And it's disgusting. And I hate you for even coming up with that. But that's such a good. Whatever.
It's like a good dare, because you're not going to die from drinking milk. It's just going to be a very unpleasant
I
situation.
can't even tell you the last time I had milk.
Drink up. It's good for your bones. Ew. Oh my gosh. Gross. Disgusting. Vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin. Disgusting. She's really about to throw up. She's chasing it with the energy drink. That's how
Y'all.
nasty the milk is.
That was worse than I thought.
Ew.
Oh, fuck. I hate milk so much.
So what's the next thing that Alex should drink? Hit us up at Resilient AF3.
No.
To see who, if she loses the next time we play, then she'll have to drink whatever you suggest.
But what if I win?
Then I'll have to drink
yes.
it. Yeah, so
Yeah.
don't drink the milk.
That was a good game.
All
I'm
right.
gonna burp. Hold on.
Whoa. That wasn't me. Just saying.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay. Oh my god. Excuse me.
Ew.
I'm sorry.
Gross. Ew.
I belch like a man.
Milk burps.
All right, that's it this week.
Yes.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram and everything else at Resilient AF3. You can follow us individually. I'm at that Dreas.
I'm at BennettKnows.
We'll see y'all next week.
See you next week. Bye.